Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video. I want to discuss a trade rumor today, and I'm sure other people have talked about it. Of course, if you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope to see you more for content and streams. Hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comment section on PK Subban potentially being dealt, whether it's during the season, before, or at some point before the trade deadline. And it seems like the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs could be two teams interested. It is from Jimmy Murphy. I don't know how reliable this source is, so don't hold me on it. Don't take it too seriously, but it's something to talk about. So multiple NHL sources have confirmed to BHN and NHLN that the Boston Bruins on more than one occasion have explored a trade with Subban, or for Subban with the Devils, and the Leafs have also expressed more than lukewarm interest. I don't know what kind of interest that means. I guess a little bit more than just kind of feeling it out, but we'll see. I think at a $9 million cap hit, this is his last year of his contract, it becomes more realistic for two reasons. One, because the Devils themselves can retain salary. And two, especially in a deep draft next year, it makes another team potentially more interested, maybe a bottom feeder team, to retain an extra 50% after the Devils retain 50%. So you're talking about Subban's cap hit going down to about 2.25 potentially, if that was a scenario. Kind of what we saw last year with a couple guys like Savard, and we saw it with Foligno. So we'll see. But I have a couple scenarios. So my thoughts, if it was like a trade with the Bruins, I think they would want one of their contracts going back the other way, whether it would be Charlie Coyle or like a Jake DeBrusk in potentially a bigger trade, because it would have to match the cap, or it would have to be a scenario where they trade one of the defensemen, but I don't think they trade one of their guys. Like, they just signed Forbert and Mike Riley, and obviously they re-signed Carlo, Grizzlick's there. Like, I don't see any of those guys getting dealt except for maybe like Saboril or Clifton. So I have a couple mock trades. Let's start with the Bruins one, and then we'll go over to the Toronto Maple Leafs one. So Bruins. So I have a scenario where you actually go after Pavel Zacha. You make this a bigger trade. Big hot take. Hot take hockey. We got to discuss hot takes. So you go DeBrusk, Coyle, Clifton, and maybe like a draft pick. Some kind of draft pick to incentivize them to retain a little bit. You retain $2 million on the 9, so it goes down to 7 on Subban, and you also get Pavel Zacha to be your new center. I don't know if the Bruins go for this because Coyle can bounce back, DeBrusk can bounce back, but I think a lot of Bruins fans are down for DeBrusk to be dealt. And DeBrusk and Zacha are both 24-year-olds. And I think Zacha, coming off of 35 points in about 50-something games, he was much more productive than both DeBrusk and Coyle. So I think this is a W for the Bruins. It's obviously convincing the Devils, and I think this trade might be in this season if the Devils are really struggling in that Metro Division. But if you can get Zacha, and I'll even show you the potential lines of what this trade would look like, and Subban, you could have a scenario where, again, this is a huge hot take, and there's no rumors to suggest that Zacha is going to get traded. But take out, for example, Coyle out of this deal and retain 50% on Subban, and then have DeBrusk and Clifton for maybe Subban and a pick or something like that, right? I think you could form a trade with the Bruins and Devils here that makes some sense. But in this hot take, I want to show you the line, because I actually think it's beneficial for both teams, because with the Devils, you're betting on DeBrusk and Coyle bouncing back. And DeBrusk with either Hughes or Hischier could bounce back, I think. So these would be the lines. So you would have Zacha on that second line with Hull and Smith. You would have that top line as usual. You have Nosek, Haula, and Foligno as kind of a grinder shutdown line. And then Frederick, Lazar, Wagner. And then you'd have Subban on the third pair with either Mike Riley or Forbert. You can decide after. Like, I think that's dope. And you have the cap space left over where you bring in my guy Swayman, and you still have your scratches, and you still have some cap space. Not bad. Again, there's nothing to suggest that the Devils are going to or want to trade Zacha, so you could fully just remove that trade and just bring in Subban at a retained cap, with potentially DeBrusk going the other way in some kind of deal where there's draft picks included as well. I could see it, because I think the Bruins are ready to move on from DeBrusk, and if it means bringing a guy like Subban at a $4.5 million cap hit, like 50% retained, along with potentially a draft pick to incentivize, I would think the Devils would be down to take a chance on DeBrusk. And essentially in this lineup, even if you have Coyle here instead of Zacha, you don't really need a Jake DeBrusk anymore. I think he could bounce back, but in the top 6, that's the player DeBrusk is. And he would have an opportunity to crack the top 6 with the Devils a lot more than the Bruins. So let's look at the Toronto Maple Leafs scenario where they potentially acquire Subban. So it also becomes a bigger deal. So the Leafs acquiring Subban 50% retained and Miles Wood, which I think would be an amazing fit for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And you see Kerfoot, Dermott, Engvall, and McKay going back to the Devils. And I could also see a second round pick like next year included in this deal from the Leafs to the Devils. Because the Leafs would have to incentivize. I didn't include it in here. I just forgot. But like a draft pick or a prospect would have to be here. And I don't know if Engvall and McKay, like both of them are in this deal. So I just kind of put a rough trade together, so don't take this too seriously. But just in terms of a structured deal, I think the Leafs could go after Miles Wood. But if Miles Wood was not included, I could see a scenario where it's Travis Dermott, Ilya Mikheyev, and like a third round pick for PK Subban 50% retained. If the Devils are struggling, I mean, like PK Subban's not having an amazing year. Like if he's having a great year, then you have to trade more than a third round pick. But what I'm saying is it could be an opportunity for the Leafs to take a chance on a guy, a hometown guy, bring him in into a reduced role, get him some power play time on the second unit, even potentially. And he's got that shot from the point. I think he could even partner up with Sandin on the second unit. I like the potential. Again, if you're only losing Mikheyev, Dermott, and a draft pick to get Subban, I like the hot take trade. So I'm proposing a hot take trade where you get Miles Wood as well. And I think Leaf fans would love getting Miles Wood. But just in a regular sense, I think getting Subban at a 50% retention and then trading just Dermott and Mikheyev and then a draft pick, I think that could be a win-win situation. So let me know what you guys think. It'd be tough for the cap, but with the Leafs and the Marlies playing in the same city, I've always said that you don't necessarily need the guys' scratches. You can just have them called up. So it gives... And in this scenario, it's kind of funny. I just want to show the lines of what I would have. $217 of cap space. How hilarious is that? With a roster size of 20. So just enough players. So in this scenario, it's an ultimate hot take. You'd have Bunting, Matthews, Nylander, Marner, Tavares, Miles Wood, Richie, Kempf, Kasha, Spezza, Brooks, Simmons, and then the defense group of Riley, Brody, Muzzin, Subban, Sandin, Hall. I mean, the defense group is pretty decent. Again, massive hot take and just enough cap space, but I thought it's pretty funny. And honestly, we don't need to take everything too serious, but the fact that this was a rumor, I wanted to talk about it. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like. I got a lot more content and streams to come. If you like these kind of videos where I'm just kind of shooting the shit with rumors and talking and giving my analysis and giving some proposals, some mock trades, let me know. Of course, I'm always open to new suggestions, new video opportunities. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you all soon. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. Have a good one. Peace out.